Welcome to my full moon video. My name is Shakti Nevran and I live on Maui. So I do most of my work online, my forecast readings and my astrology readings. So if you hang in there till the end of the video, I would like you to get your free birth chart, because everything we're going to talk about in the forecast videos I'm presenting to you will be especially based on where this will happen in your chart. So for you to have your birth chart handy and to become more specific with the information will be definitely helpful. Welcome to my full moon in Virgo video. As you know, when we use astrology, it's all about perfect timing and using the celestial forces as wind in our back. So especially when we talk about transits, and we could look at the waxing and waning moon as transits, so they play out very strongly depending on how they influence you and your chart. So today I want to discuss the full moon in Virgo, and everybody who has any planets in Virgo will appreciate and hopefully enjoy this material. So the full moon in Virgo will be happening at 4 degrees, February 22nd at 10:19 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I will walk you through the qualities of Virgo and will end with 5 practical suggestions how you can really use this full moon in Virgo and this specific energetic wave. And also be aware that we still have the Sun, Neptune, Chiron, and South Node in Pisces. So it's all about that balance between Virgo on one hand and Pisces on the other. A little bit about me. My name is Shakti Nevran, and I'm very passionate about astrology. So I want everybody to have their own birth chart and throw a Lovestone report on top of it when you sign up on my website. And I truly believe that you are born to thrive. So as an astrologer for almost 40 years now, I really, truly love astrology and know what it can do for you. And it is your astrological blueprint. And with that, it's your road to karmic healing and true transformation, and really take the high road of all the potentials you're bringing with you as a soul to this lifetime. So as an astrologer, I'm deeply committed to help you to understand yourself and integrate all these forecast readings I'm doing from that point. So whenever I talk about the moon, I want to point out that for you, the most important moon you can ever look at is your moon in your birth chart. And to know if that was a waxing or a waning moon and which sign it was really gives you a lot of information about your heart, your soul, what your needs are, your driving need to feel safe, how that should look like. And of course, ultimately, the moon in your chart is a source of joy and happiness, and what it takes for you to experience that. And then, of course, because the moon is so fast, it moves through the zodiac quite quick, and it will activate your chart and all the planets in it quite often throughout the months. So it's always good to know your own chart and how the moon actually stimulates your inner aspects symbolized by the planets. And today I'm going to talk Virgo with you, Virgo personality. So here we're looking at the second sign of Earth. It is ruled by Mercury, as well as Gemini is ruled by Mercury, but Gemini is an air sign, Virgo is an earth sign, so it will show up differently. And of course, Virgo relates to the 6th house. So here in Virgo, ruled by Mercury, in general, we look at Mercury as a communicator, as a storyteller, always building some kind of bridges. Here in Virgo, it plays especially out in the ability to pay attention to details. In your own chart, we look at Mercury symbolizing, in general, your perceptions, your mind, how you filter the world through your understanding. Mercury stands for your ability to learn, uh, how you communicate, to socially interact with others, and your ability to speak. Ultimately, it is your voice. So, because Mercury stands for how we perceive the world through our senses, so we look at Mercury as that open sponge, that curious openness and flexibility. So Virgo, as the second one of the earth signs, we could say is always trying to improve oneself. That's a very big need in Virgo, and we're going to look at why that is the case. The sign of Virgo has the ability to sense the high octave of things, the highest potential of how things could be, should be. So there is this constant need to drive for perfection, to reach that optimum state of being. And the trouble is that Virgo is always very aware, because of that, of the gap between where you experience yourself and where you think you should be, could be. So part of the Virgo journey is to really relax and learn that yes, it's good to constantly move and grow towards that goal you have, but to kind of relax and get comfortable with the gap. So here we have the perfectionist, the organizer. Virgo gets really good in paying attention to details. So it's in general a pretty patient sign. It's an earth sign after all. So here we could look at a professional idea of the analyst, the accountant, the craftsperson. And Virgos usually get very good at what they're doing because they have that inner critic pushing them forward, try to improve, getting better all the time. And because of that, Virgo really likes to get good at something in order to be useful, in order to serve others with what they have accomplished. So here we have the healer, the mentor, people who in any kind of social way take care for others. Virgo is also the one who learns about life through studies. And this is kind of urged by this constant wanting to improve, wanting to move towards that higher goal of possibilities. And another aspect of Virgo is because it's opposed by Pisces, and Pisces being the mystic, the spiritual dimension we have in our lives. So here in Virgo, this becomes practical, and Virgos, when they move into a spiritual path, then they like becoming part of a lineage. And a lineage means you become a student and you have a mentor or a guru or a teacher of some kind passing on the truth to you. And at some point, you become the teacher yourself. You become a mentor. So you become part of that flow of information, of transmission uh, coming through you. So as I said before, for Virgo, it's really helpful and it makes them feel good if they can contribute to others through a specific skill set. And because they usually get very good at what they're doing, others often really appreciate them. Of course, that can take different forms, but for Virgo, it's the whole area of healing and well-being. So here we have the healer, but also the teacher and the mentor, or wherever we coaching others with that specific skill set we have acquired. And then the more practical applications, being an accountant, being somebody who's good with numbers and rules and things like that. As an astrologer, I have been always looking for ways to support my clients and help them to balance challenging areas in their chart through, first of all, awareness, but the gemstones have been an old way, an ancient way actually, to help balance frequencies in your horoscope. So as you might know, there is not only one true birthstone for one sign. So today I want to discuss a yellow diamond, and it represents a signature for Venus, Mercury, Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn, and it relates to the heart chakra. So here, the reason why I picked the yellow diamond for Virgo is the Mercury signature. So, so here is a stone for Virgo. It helps you to become very focused and determined and patient with projects you're working on. So the diamond in general, you know, has the highest light reflection and represents the sun and pure life energy and joy and love. So it's really a beautiful stone. It radiates golden light into your heart and soul and body and reminds us, therefore, of the truth of who we are. Also, yellow diamond is one of the stones we can really call a lucky stone because of its Jupiter signature. So it helps us to be winners with the golden touch, King Midas. So without getting less in details, it gives us access to the bigger picture. And that's the reason why I picked the yellow diamond for you this month. So if you love gemstones and are as passionate about them as I am, then you might want to check out your gemstone profile, which I've created so you know for each planet in your birth chart which is really your true birthstone and how you can support specific areas in your chart. So as we know, we all live our chart, no matter what. The question is only, do we live those potentials more on the low end side of possibilities or more on the high end side of possibilities? So each sign carries a shadow. So here for Virgo, it's a shadow of the martyr, the slave or drudge, the doormat who is taken advantage of and taken for granted. So that's a shadow for a sign which gets so much satisfaction and joy out of being of service. The flip side is when you get enslaved by a situation or by people. So another shadow area of Virgo is the whiner, the fault finder. So when we talked about the high potential Virgo is able to see, then of course the possibility is to use that against yourself or against others. So there is a tendency to be very critical, self-critical, and discontent with what's going on in your life. And that can bring you to this endless self-improvement, which not necessarily has to be a bad thing, but when it is driven and coming from that place of negativity, then it's just exhausting. So what can you do? I do believe that consciousness is the key. So whenever you find yourself slipping back into that super critical negative position, then you balance that with self-love. So balancing endless efforting with self-love to learn how to be truly kind with yourself. You learn about that through proper self-care and what it takes to have that experience of well-being, and actually for Virgo to create certain structures in your life are very helpful. So I want to give you like 5 steps, 5 ways how to can actively use those Virgo qualities this month. And they're all based on what we have discussed in connection with Virgo qualities. So number one, skillful service. So the intention is to do something this month around the full moon to make life just a little better for yourself, for somebody else. So that's a good start to take off with the full moon, to consciously decide on that. Then number two, finding work that matters. That's a huge one. So if you have any planet, sun, moon, ascendant in Virgo, this is really important to find something where you are in the flow, where you can care for others, and where the work you do is meaningful for who you are. Then number three, volunteering in your community. I think that's something we always should keep in mind, but especially with the full moon in Virgo, the spotlight is on. Where are you giving from yourself generously? Are you volunteering somewhere in your community? What is your specific skill set you can share from? And if you really put your mind to it, there's so many ways to do that. Step four, everything in connection about self-improvement, healing, and wellness. So this is a time where you take a class about something you always wanted to learn more about, where you become more knowledgeable about what it takes to create a healthy lifestyle and generous sense of wellness. So it's always like good nutrition, detoxification, and exercise. These are the three major ones you want to pay attention to this month. And then number five, the special activities related to that are cleanses, detoxification, which would include infrared sauna, coffee enemas, colon therapy, things like that. And then lifestyle changes. So lifestyle changes is to get up from your own computer regularly, take a walk once a day, sign up for some sport, some form of exercise you actually enjoy doing, because then the chances are you keep doing it. And of course, the whole field of diet. Diet not in the way of dieting, but creating a lifestyle and a diet which doesn't starve you. It's more like changing your diet more towards living food. So I hardly ever eat something which comes in a box anymore. So living food, living vegetables, cooking your own meals, fruits. So this is what I mean with change in diet. And it goes a long way to just stay away from sodas and sugar, that kind of thing. So the highest evolutionary perspective for the Virgo soul is that enjoyment of skillful service. So to find that right livelihood, to find an expression of who you are, learn about that kindness, learn about that sharing, and healthy self-improvement. So you will always be somebody who keeps expanding and learning and sharing. So this is really what I see Virgo is about. So I hope the Virgo full moon video got you in the spirit of things and gave you enough inspiration to try things out and make some improvement, because this is really what it is about. So if you haven't done so, please sign up for your free subscription. You can also go to my website, get your free horoscope and free lovestone report on mauiastrologyreading.com. As you can tell by now, I'm pretty passionate about astrology, and I truly believe that we all are born to thrive. And our horoscope gives us a roadmap how to do that and how to do our inner healing and bring to life the highest potentials. And if you want to connect with me for your personal reading, please call me in Hawaii, 808-878-8182, or write me an email. Head over to my website, Maui Astrology Reading. I'm very much looking forward to hear from you. And say for now, aloha.